This is the Significant Man Recharge Show. I'm your host, Warren Peterson, and welcome to the 5-Minute Friday. As we get ready to celebrate the 4th of July weekend here in the United States, this week's show is going to be different from what I normally talk about, and I hope you enjoy it. Independence and freedom are both very easy to take for granted, and both can easily slip away. It's important to step back and think about what is it that's unique about Independence Day in America, because lots of countries have Independence Day. And what does it mean when someone, like me, uses the phrase American Exceptionalism? Well, first, a little bit of what it's not. American Exceptionalism is not a form of bragging, which is what can seem like without digging any deeper. American Exceptionalism doesn't mean that Americans are better people, or that we're smarter, or that we're more special than any other people on Earth, which again is what it can seem like at the surface level. Here in the United States, we've made more than our fair share of mistakes throughout history, so there certainly is no basis to claim being better than everyone else. American Exceptionalism is also not tied to any political party, and it's not tied to any political leader. Political parties and politicians come and go over the years. Parties change positions, leaders rise and fall away. So it's not about a party or a leader. Lastly, American Exceptionalism isn't about any individual person or even all people of America combined being superior to anyone else. God created us all equal, no matter which country we happen to be born in. So that's some of what American Exceptionalism is not. Well, what about what it is? The foundation of American Exceptionalism, as I'm sharing about here today, can be traced back to the Declaration itself and the ideas of the American independence movement. There are many critical and revolutionary concepts that come from that time, but in the context of this episode, I want to focus on two things that make the United States exceptional. The first is that our rights as people are granted to us by our Creator God, not by the government. We are created with these rights. No government or ruler can grant them to us, and therefore no government or ruler can take them away from us. We already have these rights. That concept was unique. It was the exception in how governments on Earth functioned. And this idea from the Declaration, it was turned into law with the U.S. Constitution. The Constitution itself also does not grant rights. Rather, it is there to secure our rights that are given to us by God. The Constitution itself is not where rights come from. God is. The second aspect of American Exceptionalism is that the power belongs to we the people, the individual citizens in our society. We are the ones in power, and we choose to give some of that power to our government in order for them to govern. But we the people are the ones who have the power. Our leaders are there to serve the people. That concept also was unique. It was the exception in the balance of power between the government or ruler and their people. The United States was founded so that the government would serve the people with the given that the rights of people come from God, not the government or not from any political leader. Those were exceptions to how governments and societies functioned throughout almost all of human history. The United States was the exception to the rule. So when people, myself included, talk about American exceptionalism in this context, it's based on these two principles. They are what makes the United States exceptional. It has nothing to do with being better than anyone. It has everything to do with the fact that our rights are granted by God, our rights to life, to liberty, and to the pursuit of happiness, and that those rights cannot be removed by the government because the government didn't grant them. And second, that the power belongs to the people, the citizens themselves, not the government. We, the people, give some of our power to the government so that they can govern in our republic as we deem appropriate. So hopefully this will help to dispel some of the myths around the phrase American exceptionalism and explain what people often are referring to when they use it. Now, I know this was a different episode today, and I hope you liked it. Please share it with someone who you think needs to hear this. And wherever you listen to your podcasts, leave a review and the desired 5-star rating. Your reviews and ratings really help other people find the show, so thank you for that. All right, Enjoy the next show.